Hey everyone, today we are talking about a new product from Wyze, which is we've got a couple Wyze devices around the house already. We've got a couple cameras, and we've also got a couple of contact sensors and a motion sensor. And so when the Wyze Scale came out, Trevor right away was like, hey, I've been looking to get a scale. They have it at a really reasonable price. Let's go ahead and pre-order it.
So something that caught my eye about this scale was the fact that it has the ability to measure body metrics through these pads that are supposed to send electric signals through your feet. So it'll be interesting to see how that actually works and if it's reliable.
So let's open it up, take a look at what we're working with. So just looking at this, it's pretty crazy that this is $20 plus shipping. I think you paid $8 or so for shipping. It came in a couple of days. I can see why the pre-order sold out as quickly as it did.
Yeah, I'm glad I jumped on this when it was available.
So the first thing, all your Wyze stuff lives on your Wyze app. We're using iPhones. So we're going into the Wyze app, and what are we gonna do first, Trevor?
First, we're gonna go and press the little dots, tap add product, and then you're gonna wanna scroll down to the newly added Wyze Scale. It's gonna ask if you wanna use Bluetooth, hit okay.
So it's just asking for your year of birth, your height. Also says athlete mode. What are our options under athlete mode?
Athlete mode is either on or off, and it says if you work out more than 10 hours a week, you may need to use athlete mode. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler. I don't work out 10 hours a week, especially not during quarantine. You do have to actually set it though, okay. Okay, now it's telling me to please step on with bare feet. All right. Okay, I'm now gonna step onto the pads of the scale. I can see my weight showing up on the device, but also the screen. It's giving me some stats. Now this is interesting, a new firmware upgrade has popped up and it's telling me to upgrade. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit upgrade. Version 1.1, just some bug fixes. Go for it. Now the firmware does say to keep your phone near the device while it's updating. That's probably because it uses the Bluetooth to stream the firmware. Looks like our upgrade has finished. It took about a minute, it's pretty quick. So now in the app, I've got some stats about my body fat, muscle mass, and you can extend it here to get the full list of stats. Apparently my bones weigh 8.5 pounds, which I didn't know, and that's kind of surprising. So what I'm really curious to see is how these trends play out over time as I pick up a workout routine, get back into the gym after this quarantine, and to see, you know, the before and after of workouts and if it really is accurate enough to pick up on these fine differences.
Yeah, so, I mean, you saw it. We set it up live. That's super, super simple for a smart scale. Obviously, like, yeah, if you just buy a dumb scale that has no app or anything, you can just step on it. But this was an extra 3 or 4 minutes. Some of that being we're standing on a table and not standing on the floor.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit the settings here. Okay, so it does look like in the options here, you can share this with another user. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it with Mr. Darby over here.
So it took about a minute, but I've got a shared device. So I'm going to go ahead and accept my shared device. There we go. Shows up in the top of my devices, and it looks like I've got the option to set it up the same way. Oh, okay. So the second time's a charm. Now we're connected. It looks like it wants me to step off and then step back on. So we're stepping back on the scale. Right, and now we're seeing the weight show up on the scale and show up on my device. As we're talking about the app and different users and profiles, I'm looking at the documentation here that they gave us with the scale. And what they say is that you need to make sure that the app of the user who's being weighed is connected to the device. So Trevor just saw that when I was standing on there, he had to back out of the device before I could connect to the scale with my phone. And so, I mean, that's simple. It seems like it's pretty easy against communicating with Bluetooth. But you just can't have two people weighing themselves at the same time on the same scale. I don't think that's gonna be an issue.
What would be interesting is if, say, Drew had the app open if it accidentally took a measurement, is there a way to delete that? And so I wonder if you can delete readings here. Oh yeah, it looks like you can.
And if you mess up, you can just go in here in the app, and you can go and you can say delete it. It also gives you the time of day, and and it was sunny. That's cool. So if the sun affects your weight, that's neat. All right, so let's take a look at, I'm seeing this heart rate thing. You're probably seeing it at the bottom of yours, Trevor. I'm seeing heart rate. All right, well, again, I will step on here with bare feet. So it says, gives me a little heart icon. Oh, well, you're gonna see the screen recording. Gives me a little heart icon. It's connected. Getting a little status thing. Oh, there we go. There's my heartbeat. 76 beats per minute. So you see, we have to clean this off every time. That shows you, this is a very glossy thing. You're gonna want the cleaning cloth if you're using this. But yeah, so it's measuring heart rate through the feet. That's pretty cool.
Another thing in here is to authorize third-party apps. So if you use Fitbit, Apple Health, for me, for example, you're gonna wanna go in and authorize usage of that data. And you can just turn on whatever categories you're focused on or comfortable with.
So as you've done your first weigh-in, your first measurement on your scale, you'll see that you can start to get some different stats that the scale is calculating based upon you standing on the sensors. And so neither of us are nutritionists, neither of us are health experts, so I don't think we're qualified to make a call on, are these accurate, should they be trusted? But you can definitely see change. I'm sure you'll be able to see change over time as you weigh yourself through different stages in your life, whether you're going to the gym, whether you're not, and hopefully you'll be at least able to see some change. And of course, I mean, weight is something that you can definitely trust from a scale like this.
All right, so you'll notice that the Wyze scale has 4 pads and this dog has 4 paws. We're gonna place them on the scale and see if it works for pets.
Oh,
okay, we're getting a reading.
Yes, this is definitely me. I'll click yes. Oh, okay. So only his weight was measured. It was not able to get the rest of his measurements because of his contact with the sensors, but we're looking at a 13.2 pound dog. Good job, Chase.
He's very healthy.
Yeah, so the Wyze scale, good for humans, good for animals, super easy setup. We love the Wyze value proposition of bringing you a device that is super affordable, that may not be perfectly polished out of the box, but they're committed to updating the firmware and giving you a better device experience. We've been super happy with our products so far, and I'm sure that the Wyze scale will be a part of our health and productivity focus moving forward.
All right, Drew, do your magic.